Hello, my name is Kim Searle, Midlife Mentor. I wanted to record this video because I was asked a question on my Facebook page recently about why people behave the way they do. And it comes on the back of a posting that I put about how people in organisations treat others disrespectfully and seem to lose their empathy gene somewhere when they traverse the threshold of business. And it's never as straightforward as it may seem. So this particular instance that this lady raised with me was around a company takeover. Let me just say, every takeover is very different. And it doesn't matter. It's extremely traumatic for the people of the company being taken over because their jobs are potentially in question. Now, with all the best reassurances in the world, there are changes afoot, changes that the individuals have no control over. None of us like to be in that position. We don't know what we don't know, and our little unconscious mind, which is there to keep you safe and protected, goes into overdrive. This is where personalities start to become more extreme. So those who are generally happy-go-lucky will see the positive and be really excited by it all and all the changes. And those who are on the other end of the spectrum and cautious and a bit fearful will become more so. And there is no right and wrong, let me tell you. It is just what it is. So this lady mentioned to me that she has been part of a takeover, and somebody who she worked closely with is now, for some reason, displaying behaviours that involve ignoring her and avoiding eye contact. And she doesn't understand, and quite rightly so. For somebody who you have worked closely with, and as far as you're aware, you get on well with, who suddenly changes, you've got to ask yourself, what am I doing? However, it's not straightforward. And whilst I don't know the full details of the situation, what I can say to you is because of this spectrum of dealing with change, such as a takeover, or even an amalgamation merger, it doesn't matter what you call it, there's big change afoot. It's difficult, and everybody will react differently. So I am making some big generalizations here, and they are not true in every case. So they're just guidelines, if you like. When somebody changes in the way that this lady has, it's nothing to do with you, okay? You can do nothing about anything outside of you. All you can do is take control of you, your behavior, and how you're responding to it. And this lady has suggested that she's always been really kind and has gone out of her way. And my advice to that particular point is continue doing it. Why compromise your integrity for somebody else who is clearly facing something which we don't necessarily know? It could be all manner of different things. Could be fear, could be guilt, could be embarrassment, could be something else, anger perhaps, whole raft of emotions, none of which we can second guess. So to this person, my recommendation is continue doing what you're doing, but in particular, understand what emotions she's raising in you. So whenever any one of us is facing problems with another person, the first question you have to ask is, how do I feel about that? What am I thinking about that? How is that affecting me? Because until you understand your response to it, you can't begin to tackle it. And then once you have got to that point where you think you understand it, you can then do something. You can take back control. And by taking back control, do something that means you behave better, more empowered, in a more positive way, because you've dealt with whatever that's causing for you. And when you do, what I love about that process is that as you clean yourself up, So in this lady's instance, she might be feeling that she's being ignored, not important, dismissed in some way. Once she deals with the emotional content of that, or how it's making her think and behave, once she cleans that up in herself, what she may find is actually it doesn't bother her anymore. So that lady can then just ignore whatever's going on around her from the person causing her a problem. How do you do that? Well, I'm a big fan of Brad Yates, who does EFT, Emotional Freedom Technique, and you can find him on YouTube. So I fully recommend having a look at that to deal with the short-term issue of how you're feeling and what's going on for you. But if this rings a bigger resonance for you, that you're dealing with something even bigger, and maybe it's been a bit of a pattern in your life that you've had conflict with people throughout your life, why not book a session with me, a free 30-minute no obligation session? I'll put the link in the in below, but just book some time with me just to explore what's going on for you. Take back control. Be who you're meant to be, and do not get derailed or moved away from who you really are by others people's behaviour. I hope that helps, knowing that when you're dealing with difficult people, you can do something that just means actually they can carry on and it makes no difference to you, whatever. I hope that was helpful. Do drop some comments down below. I'd love to hear what you think. Happy to explore that a little bit more. Big thank you.